Hey, I'm back. I have someone joining me tonight, so this should be fun. And I definitely want feedback. So definitely please comment what you're thinking about this topic because I think it's a hot topic. So I definitely want to know what you think. Hey, Larry. So I'm just waiting for ShaKiyra to come on because ShaKiyra's going to talk with me about this. So the topic is, the love lesson is why we don't date anymore. So I think this one is an interesting one because we all have our different ideas about dating. And I know while people are getting on here, one of my friends, she was actually 50. Hey, Sam. But she was saying that she didn't date anymore. So we're really not that close anymore. But at the time when I was talking to her, she would talk about how a lot of times she felt like men just wanted sex only. And I wasn't completely sold on that. I get it, but I wasn't completely sold on that. Hey, Toby. Hey, Melvin. But that's what she was saying. And she was saying for that reason, she didn't date anymore. Like either it was going to be a relationship or she didn't date anymore. Hey, Ronnie. So I'm still waiting for ShaKiyra. So hopefully we don't run into too many problems. And hopefully I don't end up with a phone issue. Given I'm just waving at you guys. Given that I was having some earlier today, so hopefully it doesn't just cut off on me. So, but we all know with technology how it is. So this because we're both women, we had talked about this before tonight. So I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this. Hey, James. But in a minute, I hope I don't have to wait too long for her to come on, because she was probably waiting on me and wondering where I was. So hopefully she pops on here. Hey, Jennifer. But I'm going to go ahead with the first point, and maybe we can play catch up when ShaKiyra joins. So one of the first reasons why I think that we don't date anymore, especially, I don't know, like with the younger groups, I'm not sure really what they're doing, but I think they might be able to relate to. Hey, Joe. Hopefully it's okay to call you Joe. It says Joseph. But anyway, number one is due to insecurities, due to voids that people have within themselves and vulnerabilities. So I really wanted ShaKiyra on here to talk about this, just because my perspective is like the insecurities of why people don't date anymore. I know when one of my friends, she was actually ready to date right after I had got a divorce, and I wasn't quite ready. But I could, I was kind of like, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It really doesn't matter. But she was just like really interested in dating. Hey, Suzanne. So we talked about it, and for her, it was like really hard to get ready for a date. Like she just would, instead of like, for me, honestly, unless it's something I'm really looking forward to, and it's like this big thing, but if it's like a lunch, or a dinner kind of thing, then I'll just get dressed and I'll just go. And it's not a big deal. But for her, she had to get the outfit. She had to get, the hair, like just everything prepared, because she just wasn't in date mode on a day-to-day basis. So I think she felt insecure, and she just really didn't want to date. That's more of a physical thing. Like she wasn't prepared to date, put it that way. So that's one of the reasons why she didn't. But you can also have more of an emotional insecurity where you just feeling uncomfortable. I think we talked about it a little bit last week about insecurities and how they can affect you. Hey, Remus. But you could be just insecure within yourself and not even willing to admit the insecurities within yourself. So to the point to where you're hypercritical about other people. So you can't even get to the point of dating because you're too busy like cutting and slicing and dicing people. So for that could be one of the reasons why. You may have also a void within yourself to where you just, I don't know, some people, I feel like they claim that they want to be with someone, but they never go out, they never do anything. And a lot of people are just like hurt, like they are just hurt due to the previous relationship. So anytime you start to have a conversation with this person, they start talking about previous relationships. And I've definitely been guilty of that. So if you want to give me some love, so I know I'm not by myself, but I've definitely been out on dates and talked about what happened in the previous either relationship or previous date. And it's the difference when you're talking about it. You're talking about it in a way that is, you're being lighthearted about it and it's a funny thing and it's just kind of a conversation piece, versus from a place where people can really pick up on if you are really hurt about some things. Hey Kayla, I see you, girl. So people can really tell if you're really hurt, and you really shouldn't be out on that date, but you're out anyway. So I definitely wouldn't advise, if you are in conversations with your girlfriends, you're talking about somebody that you used to date a little too frequently, you might not be ready to date. And then just afraid to be vulnerable, where you don't really even want to open up. But I was telling you guys this first point of why people don't date anymore, with the insecurities, the voids, the vulnerabilities. I was waiting for Kyra to come on, so I was hoping I was going to be able to catch her. But while I continue to stall just a little bit longer, let me tell you how I came up with this topic. Hi, Andre. And then feel free to, I love when you guys talk to me. I read all the comments and I respond to it, even if I don't see it. Even if I don't respond to it right when I see it, I'm going to respond to you. So if you want to comment as we're talking, feel free to do that, because I'm going to respond. But this is how I came up with this topic. I saw a post in this Facebook group where this lady was saying that a lot of women, I've been guilty of it, so it really hit home for me, and I'm not like ashamed or afraid to say like what some of my problems have been with the dating scene. But she was saying that a lot of women feel like once they give it up, then they don't want to continue to get to know the man. They feel like they're already, and guys, please tell me if you've kind of felt like you've had this experience before, but they felt like, okay, I gave it up, so now we together. So they don't know you. They don't know a whole lot about you. They just saying we together. Here's Kyra. So here she is. I'm gonna press pause on that, and then I'm gonna put that. There she is. Okay, so I've been stalling because I know we've been having problems. So let me see. So some people have been getting on and off, and I've talked about the first point a little bit and introduced the topic, but I'll just circle back around so you can catch up. Okay. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I feel like I'm echoing, so sorry if I sound terrible. Am I echoing?
Not really. If you are, it's just like probably just a little tiny bit.
Okay. I'm not sure. But we're gonna go with it. So hopefully everybody can hear me. So why we don't date anymore? I wanted Kyra with me this week. We are two women that have been in a single life for a little bit, and she's 37. And I'm
And I'm
38. I don't
38. I
talk
don't
about
talk
that
about that
very
very
often, but I
often, but I
notice that
noticed that
people
people
often
often
ask me,
ask
how
me, "How
old are
old
you?"
are
So
you?"
yeah,
So
I'm
yeah, I'm
38.
38.
Goodness
Goodness
gracious.
gracious.
Does that
Does
happen to
that happen
you?
to you?
Yes.
Where people
Where
just
people just
randomly
randomly
weird?
weird?
Right.
I think
I
it's
think it's
because they
because they
figured
figured
out
out once I start talking,
I'm
I'm
not
not
as
as
young
young
as
as
I
I
look.
look.
So
So
Probably so. Yeah.
they want
they
to know
want to
how
know
old
how
I am.
old I am.
Right.
So
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're
So
gonna
we're
talk
gonna talk
about this
about this
topic of
topic
why
of
we
why
don't
we don't
date
date
anymore.
anymore.
And
And
I was
I was
just
just
telling
telling
them
them
how we
how
came
we
up with
came
this
up with this
topic.
topic.
I was
I
talking
was
about
talking
the
about the
lady
lady
that I sent you that post today,
Right.
where she had talked about a lot of women
once they have
giving it
given it
up,
up,
then
then
they feel
they
like we
feel like we
together.
together.
Right.
So, so I
So I
thought
thought
that was
that was
definitely my
definitely my
experience because
experience
I
because
have
I have
a
a
very
very
strong
strong
spiritual
spiritual
values,
values,
and
and
that's how I
that's
was
how I was
raised. And
raised.
I
And
felt
I
like
felt
that's
like that's
not
not
like
like
if you're
if
doing
you're
the
doing the
business,
business,
that's
that's
really
really
not what you
not what you
should be
should
doing
be doing
anyway
anyway
outside of
outside of
marriage.
marriage.
So
Right.
I
So
felt
I
like if
felt
I
like if I
gave
gave
something
something
that
that
valuable
valuable
up,
up,
I
then
really
I
need
really
to
need
try
to
to make
try
it
to
work.
make it work,
Even if I
even
don't
if I
even
don't
know the
even
guy.
know the guy.
So
So
I've been
I've been
guilty of
guilty
that.
of
I'm
that.
not
I'm not
saying I do
saying I
that
do that
now.
now.
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying
saying
I've
I've
definitely been
definitely been
guilty of
guilty
that.
of
So
that. So
guys,
guys,
um,
those
those
of
of you
you
that's
that's
watching,
watching,
definitely
definitely
comment on
comment
this
on
because
this because
I
I
know
know at least
one out of
one
a
out of a
thousand
thousand
have
have
experienced it.
experienced it.
And I got
And I got 5,000 friends.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
the
the
first point
first
I was
point I
talking
was
about
talking about
were
were
the
the
reasons why
reasons
we
why
don't
we
date
don't date
anymore were
anymore were
insecurities,
insecurities,
voids, and
voids, and
vulnerabilities.
vulnerabilities.
I
I
talked a
talked
little
a
bit
little bit
about
about
insecurities,
insecurities,
but I
but
was
I was
wondering what
wondering
you
what
thought
you thought
about the
about the
voids and
voids and
vulnerabilities of
vulnerabilities of
why
why
we
we
don't date
don't date
anymore
anymore
because of
because of
voids and
voids and
vulnerabilities, you
vulnerabilities,
think?
you think?
I'm gonna say due to a lot of things that I believe females have experienced and result of having voice and being vulnerable. Um, Over time, with them having those bad experiences, it probably makes them scared to date under those conditions. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Okay.
because when you have voice and you're vulnerable, then you're not usually emotionally and mentally really stable enough to truly try to call yourself being in a relationship. I personally think.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
let me
let
see
me
how
see
this
how this
relates to
relates
what
to what
Andre is
Andre is
saying
saying
because I
because
think a
I
lot
think
of
a lot of
guys
guys
probably
probably
agree with
agree with
him.
him.
But he
But he
said,
said,
if you
if
give
you
it
give
up,
it up,
then show
then
that you
show
can
that
be
you can
good
be
in
good in
bed
bed
and show
and
that a
show
man
that a
can
man
build
can
with
build with
you,
you,
always be
always
clean
be
and
clean
neat.
and neat.
I'm not sure
I'm
about
not
the
sure about the
always be
always
clean
be
and neat
clean and neat
part,
part,
but
but
the
the
part where he
part where he
says
says
showing that you
showing
can
that
be
you can
good
be
in
good in
bed and
bed
that a
and
man
that a
can
man can
build with
build with
you.
you.
I
I
think
think
men are
men are
looking at it
looking at
more
it more
practically
practically
speaking,
speaking,
like,
like,
okay, she's
okay,
good
she's
in
good
bed,
in bed,
check.
check.
You know what I
You know what
mean?
I
But
mean?
for a
But for a
woman,
woman,
Right.
all
all
women don't
women don't
feel
feel
like he
like
has
he
to be
has to be
great in
great in
bed.
bed.
I'm not
I'm not
saying that
saying that
no
no
woman feels
woman
that
feels
way,
that
so
way,
don't
so
get it
don't get it
twisted.
twisted.
But there's
But
some
there's
women that
some women that
value maybe
value maybe
financial
financial
security
security
more
more
than how
than
good
how
in bed
good in
he is.
bed he is.
Right. Personally, I think as far as to when it comes to males feeling the way he feels, that's probably because males are more physical, and usually when you're more physical, you're more like lustful.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I feel like guys look at a lot of things more so from a lustful standpoint than an emotional lover type of standpoint, like women, because women are naturally emotional creatures and guys are naturally physical creatures.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So in a sense, I feel like a woman needs to be more in control of making those types of decisions because
Okay.
Okay.
I feel
You
like
feel
You
like
feel like
women should
women should
be in
be
more
in more
control of
control of
making
making
the
the
decision
decision
to
to
sleep with a
sleep with a
man or
man
what?
or what?
yes,
Clarify.
Clarify.
yes, because I feel like if you are like physically involved with a guy and you have nothing at all established, with them aside from just that physical, it's so easy for them to practically just hit it and quit it.
Right.
I feel like you should be able to try to get in a man's head. It's hard as hell to me, from my experience and from what I witnessed with a lot of males, to get in their chest as far as their heart. It's hard to get a lot of males' heart. So I feel like you need to at least get in their head, at least try to establish some type of bond and foundation of some sort before you choose to invest that much of yourself into them. Because I feel like the most valuable thing you have to give a man is yourself. But others may not agree with that.
Well, I think that women we've developed that if we take the Bible out of it and it's not like a religious conversation, I think we have developed that mindset because they're so focused on the physical.
Right.
Like how you look, how big your breasts are, how big your butt is, how your hips are curved. You know, like it's all about physical.
Right.
So it's not like you never hear a man saying, "I just love this girl. I just love everything about her."
Right.
So we've become conditioned to value the body. You know, giving our bodies.
Like, and it's very important to get to know a person and attempt at least to establish a friendship, because if you can't be friends with a person, how can you truly be lovers?
What in the world?
I looked at this comment. Wait a minute. Andre, what? But this world, he said, God made men, but this world made us niggas. What are you talking about?
So that's why it's important. That's why it's important to get to know people, Deetra.
What?
That's why it's important to get to know people, because you may not be on the same things that they're on, vice versa. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got totally distracted. Because I do. He said, you women need a man. I think it means you women need a man or whatever. I don't know. You gonna have to type some stuff in there. I don't know what you talking about. She said you're right though, girl.
Right.
He said, I think Suzanne said you're right too. but you got to give me back. No, I'm just kidding. But I definitely agree with what we're saying, and I'm so sorry about that.
Right, we both got to get back.
He said we're not on the same level, or I'm not. Let me keep it focused on me. My bad. I didn't know what you were saying, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess he's saying we're not.
Oh, you froze. Or are we both frozen? Let me know if you are watching this now. Let me know if you can still hear me, because I don't know if Kyra's just frozen or I am too. So let me know. Hey, Felicia, say something back to me. Anybody that can hear me, say I can hear you. Otherwise, is saying, I think I lost Kyra. I don't agree that it's about how you look for all of us. There are many beautiful women out there, but when they open their mouths, you wonder. Personality is key. I think he's saying I love intelligent conversations. Yes, I am. So you guys can hear me then. Okay, good. So Ryan, yeah, I'm not saying that I've been going in and out. No, I don't know why. But keep letting me know. Like if it's too bad, then I'll have to just do a replay. But I'm hoping that it'll work out. But yeah, okay. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So hopefully Kyra gets back on, because I know she's just like out in her truck. So there she is. Let's see. We'll try this again, but we were on the insecurity,
talking about voice and vulnerabilities.
They are bearing with us because struggle is real. They're saying I'm going in and out, and then we lost you.
Right.
After that wonderful point. that you were making. And I was just acknowledge Ryan's comment where he was talking about some men do not just value the physical. And I agree that there are quite a few men that don't just value the physical. However, I think the majority do.
I can't agree with that.
I know that there are some good men, and I don't know. I saw Dr. Tyus on here earlier. That's the one that I just feel like he is a genuine dude. Like he's real guy, just like the ideal guy. But I have met very few men like that in real life. So shout out to John. They exist though.
Yeah, that's why I think
I have
it's really
great friends that are men.
Yeah, that's why I think it's really important to get familiar with the person first. Because I feel like jumping into the whole intimate thing can just sabotage whatever you and a person potentially could have established and been.
Yeah. And I think that some men are just looking at it. It's just a thing. It's not that serious. Like, okay, we have sex. I know she needs development in that area or not. You know, and that's just it for them. But for us, we feel like it is everything.
No, because like even with me, as far as when it comes to the males that I have in my life, the males that I have never been physically intimate with are the ones that I have the best bonds with, the best friendships with, and they really got to know me outside of just my physical.
Yeah.
Which was, more so what gravitated them towards really wanting to get to know me and like, yo, like, she's really a good chick. Like, she's really a cool person. But a lot of times if you get to being intimate with somebody, you technically never really get to know that individual. Like, you end up messing around with the person. Either one or the other gets emotional, and it causes so many different like issues and things. You end up having like false expectations, because now all of a sudden that you let that person, be intimately involved with you. Now you want them to feel all the voids when it comes to your love life, and you want them to be just the knight in shining armor or the girl in your dreams. And technically, you haven't even given yourself a chance to get to know them, to see if they even, if you're compatible and if they even consist of the things that it would take for you two to even be together in that type of way.
Yeah. I definitely think the expectations go through the roof. So I know if you are a woman that really values yourself, it is not a good idea to give it up too soon, and you don't know this guy because your expectations of him are going to be unrealistic and unfair. Just because you feel that way about your body, you really shouldn't have gave it up if you were going to be unfair about it, because he doesn't know you.
Yeah, vice versa. Y'all don't know each other. So, truthfully, a lot of us have and still is doing things pretty backwards. As far as ones that, have intentions on being in a commitment. Now, if you're just wanting to have, a casual situation and you protect yourself, whatever case, and that's what you want, then fine. But if you're someone trying to pursue an actual, monogamous relationship or commitment, then there's steps to that. There's levels to that. And you don't follow that. They just jump straight in, unfamiliar situation with an unfamiliar person, and then they end up having all these false expectations, like I said, of this person being things that they probably don't even consist of to be for themselves or you.
And I think ultimately it's impatience of just not wanting to go through the process. I've definitely been guilty of that. Still kind of struggle with it. As far as wanting to have more control of that process and how things are going to go.
Probably just wanting what you want, right now.
Right now.
Right, but then it's like
right now.
We have to try to make sense of that, though, because like I said, we see someone, we're physically attracted to them. We know nothing about them as a person. We don't know their mind, their hearts, their spirits, nothing. And
right.
Close to us, and then we want them to be this person that we want them to be, and they may not even consist of what it takes to be the person that we, want and need for them to be for us to have that type of relationship. I've done it.
Exactly.
A lot of people have. I'm sure the most of us have.
And I think just the disappointment of having to start over again is like, especially if you're over 30, then you kind of like, okay, I've done the casual dating, and I'm sick of dating this person tonight, another person next weekend. Like, I want something stable. So it's easy to go ahead and say, be together. Before you even know the person.
Right.
What are they saying here? Ryan said, after being in casual situations, because 90% of them, someone catch feelings and then plenty of problems happen. And that is definitely the case. I don't believe in casual situations either. Because somebody's going to get hurt.
We can say we don't believe in things, but how did you conduct yourself with that person or that situation? Because if you didn't technically take the time to get to know them and you're being intimate and giving yourself up like that to an actual stranger, then are you or are you not into casual situations?
So I don't know, because we could go a lot of different ways with this, because some people, they have met for the first time and stayed together for a lifetime. I mean, it's an exception.
How likely is that to happen?
It's an exception, but it can happen. We can agree.
It's not too likely.
It's unlikely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's best to get to know who you're dealing with before you choose to invest yourself in a person.
Yeah.
I don't believe in casual situations either. I don't like to be involved in meaningless intimacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, no. But if we don't,
and I think that's why people don't date anymore, because they don't want the casual situation.
Right.
They don't.
But you have to be open to date. And like I said, get familiar with a person and try to establish a friendship first before you choose to, like I said, invest in so-called being a lover. Because if you can't be friends, you can't be lovers. And unfortunately,
I don't know.
Y'all know?
Because you can definitely be lovers and not be friends.
Okay, I gotta keep it PG-13. You can be sexually involved with someone and not be friends, but not technically lovers. That's a lustful, physical situationship, a situation.
That's why I think that people don't date anymore, because they're like, I don't want to be friends. I got enough friends.
And a lot of times they don't even have probably hardly any friends, because how many actual friends do we really have? Like,
they're like no new friends. I think it's about 5 years ago. I definitely had this conversation with a guy where we were like, no, a couple of guys I've dated, we're like, look, if this don't work out, we're not friends.
That's not good, though. That's not good.
I'm so serious.
Even though it usually ends up happening that way, even if you don't want it to, but no, I feel like you need to be friends first and then lovers, because it'll be more likely for you to have a successful relationship or situation. Like, it'd be more likely.
I think that is ideal, but I don't think that happens.
But we have control over that. We have control over whether we choose to just be like, oh, he's so fine, or it's just something about him, and just jump into it. And if that happens and we actually try to make sense of things, I'm like, okay, but I need to, learn this person. I need to figure out who he really is. I need to figure out what it consists of, what it'll take to be my friend and my lover and all those wonderful things you may want somebody to be in your life.
I think I'm kind of joking around, but I'm trying to keep it all the way real because people be lying out here.
Yes,
So
I'm
keeping it real.
Looking at Todd Johnson, he said, "I thought the rule is be friends first." Absolutely, Mr. Johnson. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I was like. I don't want it to be because I don't want people to be confused by what I'm saying. I'm not saying not to be friends, but let's be real out here in the streets. People be lying and talking about.
I've had guys say this to me too. They'll be like, "Oh, well, let's be friends,
and we can build into something else." But then they don't treat me like a friend.
And that's why you got to keep your goodies to yourself. Because in most cases, once you give up the goodies, you lost. Now you in the same boat as most of the other females, if not all the other females. They then ran through like Swiss cheese. See, now I'm not gonna have it be PG-13. Like, no, seriously, you have to keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And if they're really interested in you and attracted to you, it's gonna keep them probably trying to, continue to try to pursue you, even if you're not being physical. So in that process, now you guys are communicating more than likely a lot. Y'all getting to know each other a lot. So then that gives you the opportunity to see if the compatibility is there.
I think it could, but I feel like that it's a way to protect yourself. But I've heard some horror stories. So one being that one lady, she kept herself, and then this man went all the way up to marriage. And once he got it, they ended up like dissolving the marriage. It didn't work out. Like they weren't married, but for 2 seconds. So I feel like it's a personal thing because you can have your religious beliefs. You can do your 90-day rule, whatever. But ultimately, it's a personal decision on when you feel like you are ready to go to that next level with them. So I'm not giving rules out for that one because I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't technically put a time frame or anything, but I just feel like, a lot of times we don't make sense of things. We get so consumed in whatever it is we feel we want or need at the time, and we don't technically make sense of how we go about things.
No, I don't think we're logical because I think this is what's crazy.
Even as an adult, I have felt the peer pressure, and I have felt the societal pressure to just be in a relationship. And that's one of the reasons why I started this, because I was sick of it. Because I have some things that I was trying to do, but it was like my friends were pressuring me to date, pressuring me like, oh, I want to date. Don't you want to do that too? And I was really working on some things in my career at the time. But of course, I'm human, so I wanted to have a social life. But they were like, want me to do what they were doing, and it was hard. It's really hard.
Have you
ever felt the peer pressure? Being in a relationship,
like go on a double date with me, or you need to bring somebody. Where's your name?
People will mention things to me, but I'm more so. That doesn't really affect me because I'm hardly ever attracted to anybody. To be honest. So what bothers me the most actually is the actual voids themselves of not having what I would like to come along with my love life. That's what bothered me, more. As far as, others feeling like I need to date or I should be married by now and all those things like that. I'm like, okay, if it was that easy or that simple, a lot of us probably would be, but realistically, it's not. So I more so deal with the struggles of having the voids.
You said the void?
The voids, yes. Of not.
Okay.
Okay.
So not
getting what you want. Kind of a disappointment. Kind of a thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like a big missing piece in my life because I'm naturally more so a lover.
Okay.
And I don't feel like a lot of people naturally are, especially men. So
Yeah.
in a sense, I don't know. I feel like I play in my own little world by my lonely self, by myself. Even though
One of my friends, we were just talking about that. Where personally, as a kid, I didn't dream of growing up to get married and like my wedding and my kids and all of that stuff. I just didn't. I mean, I would talk about it with my friends, only because they were talking about it. So I think we're all so different, but society expects women to just have this deep desire to be in a relationship. And if you don't, then you're weird.
right. I wouldn't say that. So, that's why it's just important, like I said, for people to get to know each other so they can figure out if they're compatible, if they desire the same things, are on the same page, and things of that nature. Because you can be calling yourself trying to deal with somebody that's on a completely different end of the spectrum than yourself, and more than likely, it'll never work. So it's not.
Well, this is what Suzanne said. She said. Sometimes you can ask questions, explain what you want, and these niggas just won't be real.
Most definitely.
And I understand.
Yeah, that's why you gotta give it time. You gotta give it time, because personally, I feel like a person can act for but so long. Like initially they can try to portray to be this, that, and the third, but it's so much easier for a person to be themselves. So eventually, the true colors will probably come out. But a lot of times, we don't give it enough time for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? We don't give it enough time to allow those true colors to come out, and we've been just jumped into, like I said, something with the blindfolds on, and then end up having all these false expectations and possibly getting in our feelings with somebody and pretty much creating an illusion now of who this person is. A lot of times.
Yeah. And they can show you better than they can tell you.
You said
so she's asking you, Suzanne, what when you say time, what is enough time?
I can put a time frame on that. Just enough time to give yourself a chance to get to know that person more so, like on a personal level, and to show you who they are. Like a lot of times, if you just communicate with people, you learn a lot from them because they tend to talk about the things that matter the most to them. Like
right.
They tend to talk about what they're doing or what they're what's going on with them on a daily. Like if you keep that open communication, a lot of times they tend to tell you a lot of things that will teach you a lot about them. And then fortunately, well, in a sense, fortunately, I live in like a really, really small city, so it's like almost everybody knows everybody. So even if you don't know a person on a personal level, you can mention a person's name to a few people and find out a decent portion of things about them.
Yeah, you can. And I would say when it comes to time, you want to give a person enough time to establish patterns.
Right.
So
as I said,
if you just meet a person, then that next week is not enough time for them to establish a pattern. So it may take a few months, but just like on the job, it's going to take you a good 90 days to establish your pattern of your work ethic, whether you're on time, consistently, what kind of interactions you have with your relationships you have with your coworkers, all kinds of stuff. So she said rub it out 6 months. Yeah, that's long enough to establish a pattern. You definitely can figure out what they're about.
In that 6 months, how much did you communicate with that person? Was it more so like 6 months of a physical relationship? Or was more, like I said, communication? Because if it's just physical, then she said no. It's a no.
She said it's a no.
What's a no? What's a no?
That's a good point, though, because how much are you actually communicating? Because sometimes you can deal with somebody, but you're not necessarily
communicating. So messages going back and forth. You're not, nothing's happening.
Right. Oh, she said him. He's a no. Yeah, and probably so.
and daily. As far as how much communication daily. So that was definitely enough to establish a pattern.
But like
she could have had a decent case study.
Yeah, a lot of times, like I said, when you throw that physical thing in there, though, it usually makes
It can definitely text calls time together. Yeah. It can definitely the physical part can cloud the judgment.
Most definitely.
So,
like it'll probably, like I said, it can make you create an illusion of who that person really is when they're showing you and telling you time and time again exactly who they are. You may
and you'll spend more time with the person due to the physical part. Just because of the physical, you'll spend a little more time versus if you didn't have the physical. So the last thing of why the last point that we're gonna make as far as why we don't date anymore, it's just because of a faulty idea of love. Hey Denzel. So when we're talking about, I think you brought this up, the point of love versus lust.
Right.
So if you don't have a proper view of what love is, and I've talked about this before in previous videos, where maybe love to you was somebody coming off as kind of possessive, being like, where you at, what you doing, how are you doing? You just feel like because they're in some cases overly concerned, you feel like that's love. And you don't really need to date anymore. You don't need to find out anything else about them because they're showing you so much love. Or maybe they buy you stuff. Maybe they pay a bill. I don't know.
So practically, it sounds like you're talking about somewhat like different love languages and things like that.
Yes, definitely. Like, there's a difference. The first though is agape love versus eros love, and I don't really want to do a whole lesson on this. But just that unconditional love versus a physical kind of a love, because when it's physical, where somebody's just really attracted to you, and then they also kind of like your personality, they can say they love you, but they don't love you unconditionally, like say if you're not pretty anymore, are they going to still love you? Or for a woman, if he's not able to work anymore, do you still love him? So
it's like,
I'm talking about,
do you love the person or do you love what they can provide for you?
What they can do for you.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of times we want to skip the whole dating process because we have just some skewed view of what love is and what love is about. And that's tough because I had to really be honest with myself and tell myself, like you are upset with the behavior of some men, but if you look within yourself, you don't love them in a way that you are acting like you do. Like it's not unconditional. But I'm like I found myself getting upset because like, oh, he doesn't love me, or he wouldn't ask me to do this, or he doesn't love me, or he wouldn't ask me to do that. But I didn't love him either, as far as in an unconditional way.
Right.
So dating is gathering data. Just gathering information about another person that you may want to partner with. And it's deeper than a business partnership because it's a life partnership. So it's definitely I know that there's ways to do it, and that's not what this video is about. But it's definitely worth doing it. But a lot of people just don't date anymore.
So do you feel that it would make sense for a person to try to be in a commitment with someone that they don't have an unconditional love for?
I think it depends on the situation. And it depends on their value system. Because if you're going to commit a lifetime to somebody, you need to be in alignment with your own values. Hey, Faye. Somebody just popped on there. So I think that there's actually a lady that I watch her videos all the time, and she values financial security above everything, and that's what she's teaching women. She's teaching women that men don't love all men are probably, if y'all do see this, you're like probably gonna scream because of me. But she's saying that men don't love women. They basically have a use for women, and she's saying that women should have a use for men. So she doesn't really see a point of being married besides just having your needs taken care of. Being able to live the lifestyle. Not even she doesn't even say the needs. She says the lifestyle that you want to live. Interesting.
Right. That's why I say it's good to learn people. So
yeah,
if you guys are on the same page.
Yeah. And I don't think people will be honest with that though. A woman that thinks in that way, I doubt that she will tell a guy that I just want to be with you because you offer me the lifestyle. Like very few, maybe a few would, but she's not going to do that.
Probably not, but that's like a guy probably not being straight up like, oh, I just want to have sex with you.
Right.
Usually you kind of can notice when a person is more so those ways without them actually telling you.
Okay.
I personally feel.
I think so. But some people are just good at games. They have game.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. How long? I don't know too many people that was able to run that so-called game.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
No, I'm thinking I'm just thinking. Generally speaking, I don't know too much of anybody that was able to just run game on a person forever. As far as when it comes to with them not being aware of it.
Well, once they get what they want, why does it even matter if they're aware?
Of course.
Because it's just like a real game. If you get the touchdown or if you score, regardless of whether you knew what they were doing, to make them points,
Look, that's why I said, depending on what a female's looking for, as far as the ones that's looking for the monogamous relationship, the commitment, the marriage, keep your goodies to yourself.
that'll protect. You'll feel a lot better from keeping them versus giving them away. Yeah, and then you get played.
Yeah, but if you're not that, trying to be that serious, and that's just what you want, and you're okay with that, then who am I to judge? So be it.
Well, women, they're lying to themselves. They're not okay with it. Most of them are not okay. There's exceptions that would be okay with it, but most women aren't built that way. So I got one more question for you. But Brian, I'm glad that you said that about what I was saying earlier about what the one lady said, because it was depressing. He said that's bull. Men love women. So thank you for saying that, because she made an amazing argument. It did make sense the way she laid it out. I was like, wow.
I feel like that fits a lot of males. I do. But all males, I wouldn't say that, because
I wouldn't say all either.
I have, like, my dad, he's deceased now. My father, my brother-in-law, my brothers, and my godbrother. Like, to me, they're good examples of actual men when it comes to dealing with women. And they love their wives and women that I know of. They're loyal to them. They're the very few that I know that I mean, I can't say for sure that they've been 100% loyal to them, but to the best of my knowledge, they are. So I believe there's men that definitely, loves women and can be loyal to a woman. I just believe that the majority of them really aren't that way. And I'm not going to say it's because they can't be. I believe it's because a lot of them just don't choose to be.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. It's well, watching my boys, I can kind of see, because I do have two boys, and my oldest one, he's definitely one that can truly love a woman.
Right.
Maturity things that he needs to do, but I could see him truly loving a woman. My second one, it's gonna be hard for him. I think he can get there, but he's like super logical. Like, I think he loves me, but like she said, it's like the Drake song that they only love. There's something in their mama. What is it?
What's
the Drake song say?
Don't get me to lying. I don't know.
You don't know what the Drake song said?
Okay, I don't know. And probably nobody's gonna help me in the comments. But they said, he says, I only love my something and my mama. I cannot think of what it is. Like when it's time to go to sleep, I'm gonna think of that Drake song.
But anyway, his money is his mother's. Like, I'm just playing.
It's
something I only love. Watch, when you hear it, you be like, that's what she was talking about. But yeah, a lot of guys only love their mom. But anyway, what would you say is your biggest love lesson? Because we gotta wrap it up with the love lesson.
Okay, personally, I say it took me a while to come to this conclusion. It took me for me to be in my mid-30s to really fully come to this conclusion. But I say, and this is definitely going to sound like it's more from, I guess, a religious standpoint, but with me, it's more so from a spiritual standpoint. It took me a long time to realize how essential it is to love ourselves through God and ourselves first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably my biggest lesson. I've been going through that transition of trying to really work on and figure that out for the last few years.
Yeah. And I think through loving yourself and the God in you, that will calm you down in the dating process.
Right.
That's really the center of all of it. Because you're doing it for your greater good.
Yeah.
Because you definitely deserve the best. And if you don't even know what it is, how could it be the best? You don't even know.
And
enough about it.
The more you love yourself, the easier it is for you to choose yourself when necessary, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was guilty of trying to love myself through the people that I love. And not even just men, family, friends, males, people that I cared about and loved the most. And it didn't work out very well for me.
Yeah.
Because you could be potentially trying to love yourself through a person that don't even love themselves.
Right.
And then what? You mess around and end up going through a whole bunch of unfortunate, disadvantaging situations or experiences. And as women, a lot of times, males too, though, it doesn't even just affect us. It can end up affecting our kids.
Mm-hmm.
As far as to when it comes to who we choose to be investing in when it comes to relationships and the guys or the women that we so-called love and things of that nature. So yeah, my biggest lesson is like now I'm really going through a transition where I'm figuring out what it is to really love myself through God and me first before man and practically anybody else. And I feel like we should all get, learn that or know that. But who teaches us that though? A lot of times we're not taught that.
No, we're not. And I was just telling someone, one of my students is today, as far as she said she has a soft spot for other people.
Right.
And I was like, well, you
gotta take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. And she said another teacher told her the same thing, one of her other previous teachers. And I'm like, yeah, we telling you the truth. And I really wish one of my teachers has said that to me, because I was fed constantly how you need to serve others, be humble, all of those kind of things. And then I just kind of overly serve other people. And I went a little too far with just being humble, like not really valuing myself, because I really didn't understand what all that meant.
Right.
So that was very good point. Very good way to wrap this up. So anybody that I think there's a few people that came on and I might have not called you to say hello. Big shout out to Ryan, because he had a lot of comments there. Hey Anthony, I see you. Hey Karen, I see you. Feel free if you're watching the replay to continue to comment, and we can keep a conversation going. And then for anybody that has any requests for topics in the future, or you want to just come on and talk about it if you're single and you want to talk about it, some topics, then feel free to shoot me some topics. I know that some people that are married still watch this, so I'm not really sure which direction I'm going to end up going with this, because I definitely started it for singles. But sometimes people that are married like to reflect. They have a lot of people in their life that are single, and they have some things to say too. So feel free to reach out regardless. I do answer questions via text or like through messaging is what I meant to say, email and things like that. I try to keep those pretty low. I am a life coach, so I'm not really taking new clients right now unless it's somebody that I feel like is a great fit. But I will answer questions. And what I usually do is if you send me a question, then I'll do a video about it or answer it at the end of the video. So I don't want people to feel like I won't get back with you and I won't help just because I'm not really taking clients right now, because I will. But this is an area that I am developing in regards to relationships. Because my specialty is genuinely more spiritual development, purpose, finding your purpose, working and finding a career, purpose-driven career, that kind of stuff. So this, I've written about relationships before, but I just want to continue to gather a little more data for the rest of this year before I really start taking clients, stuff like that. For anybody that's been wondering, I know I got a few questions, and I definitely want to address that how I'm going to handle those. So thank you so much for pulling over in the parking lot.
Right.
To get on this line. So we will definitely be in touch.
Most definitely.
So let's go ahead and call it a night.
Alrighty.
All right. Well,
for those of you watching, I appreciate all of you for watching, all of you for requesting, like, when are you going to do another video? Because it's super fun for me. I do have a YouTube channel, a little behind, with uploading these videos. But if you request it, I'll get on it a little more. But you can also see some of my previous videos on my YouTube channel as well. So I'll drop that link. Feel free to like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and then also share if you like this and you want to see more of this.
then definitely support by liking and sharing and commenting. So until next time, always remember, no matter what you've been through, there's still more in you. So there's still more love in you. All right. Until next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.